everybody, it's Stephanie with A Very Fairy Affair. I am going to be working with you today, giving you a tutorial on how to do an ocelot, a large cat. This is a request from my peeps down at Sereneth Solar, Mississippi. What's up, everybody? So we're going to get this done. Let's get started. First off, let's get rid of these. I'm blind. Okay, now that that's established, so before you're ever going to start painting, you're going to need a clean palette, a clean face. So go take a shower, wash your hair, brush your teethies, because once you got a lot of makeup on, it ain't coming off for several hours, right? Okay, so really important, you want a clean base. Also, on a clean base, before you start applying makeup, you are going to want to prime your face. You can either use a primer. Elf makes a good primer. They make base sprays. Benign makes a good base spray. Elf from Target has just a primer you can use. And then at the very end of it, you're going to want to do a setting spray as well. But this is it. I don't have anything on. I got my hair pulled back because I don't want a lot of stuff in it. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do, we're going to take our handy dandy paint and our handy dandy sponge. I know it looks dirty, don't judge me. Right? So this is what we're going to use. Actually, I'm going to use one I already uploaded. Okay. So you are going to take your sponge and your paint and your water bottle. You're going to activate your paint, but just spraying it several times. Also spray your sponge a couple of times because you want it wet. So when you're doing a base, and this is a wolf sponge and wolf makeup, and as in my previous tutorial said, wolf is a wax-y base paint, so it will melt off. So normally I would use Maron Paradise as a base here, but white wolf is what I have in my face painting kit, so that's what I'm going to use. So really I'm just dabbing it in here, dab, 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 dab. And I'm really loading my sponge. I don't want like any water left in my paint. I want it pulled up into my sponge like this. Okay, so because we're doing a large cat, and this is any large cat, tigers, leopards, jaguars, whatever, today is an ocelot, we're going to get rid of our muzzle, I mean our human face. So the first thing is, when we're doing a muzzle, we're going to go larger and more round out here. Now here's a key, male versus female. Females are going to be more round, males not square, but like square-ish, more so than like a sweetheart round. I'm a girl, so we're going to do it round. So here we go. All I'm doing is dabbing. I'm not doing anything hard or anything else. Yep, look at that, done. I mean, not done, but you know, we're getting there. So we're going to get right on the nose. You're going to get rid of your human nose. You don't need a human nose anymore. Let me take my nose ring out. I don't really care to paint all over it. I thought I lost it. Y'all see that? But any other time this thing's jumping. Okay, there. No more nose ring. Go right up the side of the nose. Make sure you get in the cracks. Right? Still see it? Ain't good enough. Okay. I'm going to pull up some to kind of give that illusion of fur. Even though ocelots don't really have them, we're going to give it to them today. Okay. Normally, like face painting, we don't do all of this down here because you just don't. But since this is a LARPing tutorial, we're going to go do it. I'm going to get on my lip. I'm going to reload because I need a little bit more for my eyes. just a little. Now, I'm going to put this right on my eyelid. Right over my brows. One really good thing about wolf paint is that it really does cover, like even my brows. I mean, it's not doing that one really well. I mean, speak out loud and then that happens. Okay. So now I'm starting to look like I got like the face of Simba. Let's go ahead and get this done. I'll be right back. I think my husband's burning dinner. Okay, I'm back. He was trying to burn down the house. Okay. Because we're going with a large cat today, we are going to go with some more natural colors. This is my chameleon. The paint is very similar to wolf, as in it has like the waxier base. So again, I would stick with Maron for things like that. I'm going to use like one of the lighter brown colors that I have. It looks like this. BL1024. Okay. That's the one we're going with. Again, I sprayed my paint. I'm going to spray my sponge. I'm just working it in here. Work, 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 work. Work, 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 work. More water. Right. When new paint, I know you can't see this. Well, maybe you can. There's little bitty bubbles that formed in there. That's how you know your paint is pretty much activated. Once you start getting those little bubbles, that's how you know. So, for the rest of this tutorial, I'm going to paint the rest of my face in that color. Normally, you would have ears to match. So we're not going to paint in ears. You could, like if that's what you're going for, that's more face painting, not LARP worthy. So here we go. And really, I'm just going to smear this around. I can come back and stipple, but to just get it on, I'm just really dabbing and smearing. I am using the end of my sponge like right here to blend through there and right here around the corner of the eyes. Now, to do the corner of the eyes, I'm going to reload my paint. You can tell like the color difference. If you were doing full makeup, you weren't wearing a cowl or something that's going to cover, you're going to take this white, you put it into a streak here, and widen it out across the throat. And you're going to bring these colors down across the side, back into your hairline, wherever that you would have skin showing. So this is what we're doing. I'm going to stop right at my jawline tonight because I'm not going anywhere. So what I'm going to do, so another thing you need in your kit is a mirror. This is my pretty princess mirror. So I'm going to use it because I can't see there. I'm going to come into the corner of my eye. I'm kind of pressing and pulling in the tip of my sponge so it kind of comes to like a point like this so I can get in a little bit better. You can't really see it because I'm doing it with different fingers. Okay. So you can tell I went in some, and that's okay because when I go to do the muzzle, this is going to kind of give me a smaller contoured area. So it's okay that I went into the white. Now as you can see a little bit, I'm blending this kind of browny color into this white. Right? When you start defining and outlining and whatnot, you really will want more of a you can define it better. But here we go. Okay, so that's one side of my face. So you can tell I haven't done this side, and this is what it looks like on the other side. Now, of course, you would be pulling up into your hairline. Don't forget all that. Right? Because you want the human to disappear-ish. Because, you know, animal kin or star or whatnot are like a mix. Humified animals. So, alright, I'm reloading my sponge and my makeup. Same thing, sprayed the makeup with water about 2 or 3 times, and I sprayed my sponge, and now I'm just going to rub it across to pull out paint. And I'll show you something. So you see where like this brown line is? That's like how much paint is soaked up into my sponge. And that's what you're looking for. So again, I'm just going to lay the base, come around all that white, and now I'm going to pat it in. And the cool thing about like the high density foam sponges is they are really, really good at helping make your skin very like matte looking. So you're not having to worry about streaks, like paintbrushes sometimes leave streaks. So even if you use a paintbrush to like get it, all of this in, like you use a brush and you painted all that in, you're going to have a streak. You can just use a high density foam sponge, come in, dab it, and it's going to help you to eliminate some of those streaks. I'm reloading my my sponge one more time. I'm going to come up underneath the eye. I'm going to use my handy dandy mirror again, my little princess mirror, to get into the corner. Oh. Poke myself in the eye. Well, that's what I get. If you do something that I can't really see, but I got brown on my white, it's fine. In a minute, we're just going to go in and we'll fix it. It's not a big deal. If you do something like I just did, poked yourself in the eye, and you need a second, just give it a second. All of these makeups are FDA approved. Not really worried about it. I've had them in my eyeballs before. It sucks for a moment, but then you're fine. You move on. Okay, so I did mess up the white, and I did it on top of my eye. So I'm just going to reload my white, get some more paint on there, and I'm going to fix it. I'm going to close my eye. Instead of painting on it, I'm just going to fix it. I'm going to use a mirror, sorry. We all do that. They're like, all of them go to their makeup because like I'm 33 and I still go to put on mascara and makeup. Okay. So there we have that. I'm also going to go back to my white for a second. You see how my peak, like I went over it some? That's okay. And I'm just going to pull it back up. Even though the ocelot really doesn't have that, I like it. That look for big cats. Right. Okay. So now we're going to move on to some detailing. Here is where you do have to have paint brushes, and it really does make a difference on what paint you use and what paintbrush you use. Low Cornell 7000 series or Gold Grip makes a really good one. And they look like this. Right. You will need like a cup of water or whatnot. I have like a clear container, a clear acrylic container. One side will be dirty water and one side will be like my rinsing water. So even though you won't see it because it'll be off camera, I'll be rinsing dirty side in this one. So once I have paint on it, I'll go in here and I'll rinse it. You'll see this side get really murky. And then this side will stay more clear than the other side, simply because it's going to be less painty water. So that is something that you should have in your kit, is like a cup or whatnot. Okay. I told you that I would use some of the star blends so you can see how they do. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use some of those. Star blend comes in a big container like this. Normally it's pressed. Mine broke recently. I dropped it. And so now you can't see it, but it's all busted up. Poor baby. So I could just repress it, and I probably will the next time I get around to fixing my kit. So I'm just rubbing it on. It looks very similar to like a charcoal in its powder form. And I'm using what's called an applicator stick. So as I rubbed it, I just rubbed it across the top. Now I'm going to dust it. So I have a lot of that going on. And what I'm going to do with this is come right on my lid, and I'm going to cover up that white. So it's right there on the top. Now, as I said in my first tutorial, star blends are powders. They're not paint. They're high pigmented powder, and they look wonderful. See that? And then I'm going to use it. I'm going to use the tip, and I'm going to bring it out. Just like so. I'm going to reload. Now I'm going to need it. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. I'm just getting the lower part of my lid. I'm not coming onto the upper part of it. And I'm going to come back into that corner. And all I'm doing to do on the corner is I'm pulling up onto like the very tip of it. And I'm dragging it. So really I'm just smudging outwards. Okay. So far it's looking good. I'm going to reload my black star blends. I'm just rubbing it. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. I'm just rubbing it across. That's what you get for having broke stuff. Alright. So here I'm going to come back into the corner. And I'm going to follow this white down. I'm going to fill in here. And I'm going to pull down right there. So now we're starting to kind of have like that defined area. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. Let's say you don't have star blends, right? You could easily get eyeshadow, dark eyeshadow, like a hard pigmented one, and do the same thing as I'm doing it. You could do with a brush. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind. Come up. Let me give my eye just a little bit of definition. Just like so. Okay. So at this point, if you wanted to like fill in your hairline a little bit, you could. The great thing about star blends is you can go like back into your hair and really get rid of your hairline. And all I'm doing is going back and forth with it. Sort of doing it quick, you can't really see it as well. Right? Okay. So also, if you were wearing a cowl or you have something to come up and you just want to do your face, you can come through here. Oh, well, you need to reload it. But you can come through here and give yourself a good, like that, right? Good shadow. And then it won't make a difference. Now here's something. If you're a chub like myself, then what you're going to want to do, use a little bit of black. You can use eyeshadow. You can use contour, right? I want to give myself a little bit of a contour. And all I'm doing is I created like a line following my cheek, like where it sucks in at. Well, it's like an indentation here, right? Like here's my cheekbone, and I'm just kind of following underneath it. To give yourself just a little bit more. See, when you look at me now, from the front, I'm going to have more of a shapely face. You can use star blends and black out your normal ears, so even when you look at them, you won't see them as much. Okay. So I'm going to show you from the front the difference now, because I got rid of like all my jowl here and made it into a shadow, which looks really good when you're playing a cat or a saw or animal kid. So I'm going to do it to the other side. Bring it down. And I'm blurring it out. I don't want a hard line here. I want it to be more like a shadow. And all I'm doing is bringing it around so you can see what it would look like. Hey! So that's kind of you've now created more of your shape. Okay. Now I'm going to get a paintbrush. I am using a low Cornell. That's way too big. That was a size 6. I want like a size 3 or 4. That's a 2. Where's my 3 or 4? There it is. I have tons of paintbrushes, so I had to figure it out. Alright, so now I'm going to start with some of the detailing that's going to turn me into a big cat. This is Wolf Black. This is it. You want, I don't know if you can see, a lot of my paints are like a little well, like in the middle. It naturally occurs when you're painting a lot. Water naturally collects there, and when you're doing line work, sometimes that's a really good thing because it ends up giving you a place where your water kind of mixes and you can get really a good load. So I don't know if you can tell, I put water in it, and now I'm just swirling. This is the first time my paint has been activated today, so it's going to need a little bit of time. So here's where we're going to start really creating our muzzle and giving ourselves more cat-like appearances. I like to start off with my muzzle and work to that. My paintbrush is really wet, and I've tried to swirl it like you take your paintbrush and you turn it and then pull to get back to a tip. So that's a good thing. So you're going to start at the corner of your mouth. And here's where we're going to create like our muzzle up. Don't go inside your mouth because that's where you'll be talking. You don't want that. So it's really just right outside of it. You're going to come up and in like this. I have to reload here. I'm going to start from here. I'm on the tip of my brush. I'm going to lay it down hard. Bring it in on its tip like that. I'm going to do this one more time. Lay it down so it gets fat. Bring it back to a tip. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. So here we go. Let's see if I can keep this even. Tip, fat, lay it down, pull it in. Lay it down fat, loop it, bring it in. One more. Lay it down fat, loop it, bring it in. Okay. And from here, we're going to follow it up and kind of just bring it into a, just lining it. Nothing hard. Just following the white and heading up into that black. So this is your muzzle. You can do a couple of things, especially with your ocelot here. You're going to need my mirror because I can't really see it, what I'm doing. Let me just move something in front of me. Hold on 2 seconds. Too much stuff in front of me. Okay, so come here, come closer. So if you wanted to, you can do little dots. Dot, 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 dot. The ocelot does have these dots. So in keeping true to the big cat that you're wanting to role play, I'm going to do some random ones up this way, give it some detail. And that's what you do there. Okay. So the ocelot looks kind of like this. So you're going to take here, you're going to start on your tip. You lay it down fat. Lay it down fat. Bring it in. I need more water for my paint, so I'm going to put water in my paint. Work it back up on my brush. Come back. Okay, so if this were a peak, right, we're going to stay on either sides of the peak. We're not really painting on the inside right now. We're just working on creating shape, and kind of like the forehead that a cat gives you. There we go. So we're going to use those lines. And this is what we're going to do right now. The ocelot. Let's say we're going to play with this fur for a second. You're just going to kind of use some strokes. And that's just going to give you a little bit of fur. It's a little bit of movement. It's a little bit of, makes your face be able to move a little bit more. Right? And to give you cat eyes, you're going to follow this along you're just going to kind of loop it around. So you're following your white, looping. Now I did not loop all the way back around. I don't want to do that. But now my human eyebrows are gone, and I have more of a kitty kitty look. Okay. To get something right here on the side, because we need a little bit, because the ocelot has stripes similar to a tiger. So it's a tiger stripe, that's what we're doing. You're going to start here at the corner. Now, you're going to follow this bone down and in. This is going to be your focal point of your face. So even like the white kind of peaks there, even the little triangle bits are coming down. These tiger stripes are coming in here. If this were to go in, they would all meet here. This is really your focal point and where you want people to be looking. You want people to look you in the eyes, right? So this is what we're doing. So here we go. We're going to start at the temple. We're going to, on our tip, we're going to go fat and wriggle and bring it back to the tip and inwards, just like so. Now, if you were doing a tiger, you would just do a few more, again, starting at the temple, kind of coming down and inwards. The ones down here would be down and inwards and up, right, and then coming up. You would not want them to start like from the bottom and go up like that, or straight across. You want to follow the lines of your face. So we're going to do the same thing on this side, near the temple, on the tip, wriggle, 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 and bring it in. And it's okay. See, check that out. That it's not straight or anything else like that. You don't want it straight. Tigers and ocelots, they're not symmetrical or anything, so it's really cool that you can just get rid of this. So we're going to continue, and now we're just going to make like kind of a series of dots and little bitty things, because that's more of what ocelots have. They're not really striped or like other big cats that you see. And that's how you just fill that in. It's really random. We're going to give you one around his eye. Just like so. Right? You could add a couple of more. Yeah, more right at the corner of the eye. And add some right here. So again, to the side of the eye. The cool thing about the star balloons is, see, even though I'm painting on top of it, you can still see, and it created like a cool shadow effect. I'm just bringing out. I'm going to add one more here. Wriggle, 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 and in. I'm going to add a couple more right here. Okay. Add one more here. Wriggle, 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 wriggle. And bring it in. Okay. So now around this white part, you want to make it look like hair, right? Because they have fur. And so it's kind of where it is. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to flick. You're going to bring it in, down, flick, flick, flick. And so I'm coming down just a little and flicking up, down, and flicking up until you come across like this. Flick, down and flick, down and flick, and flick, and flick. So now you got a little bit of, yeah, fur. Hold on, we have a question from the peanut gallery. How much longer? Just a few more minutes. I'm almost looking fantastically done. Okay, so here we go. To do your nose, right? If you wanted to add a little pink, you could add a little pink and go up. Ocelots have pink nose. I don't have a pink in front of me, so I'm going to just do this. So, for big cat's noses or kitty cat's noses, you're going to go up higher on the sides, come across the tip. You're not going up here. That's a dog nose. So if you're playing a knoll or such, that's where you would put your nose, but we're not. We're doing a kitty kitty. We're coming down on the bottom of the nose. Like so. To give us our kitty kitty mouth, we're going to come down. Oh yeah, I can really see my nose. You see the back, can you? Okay, here we go. You're going to keep it on the tip, and you're going to follow that crease that's right there. All the way down. And from here, you're going to go up a little bit higher than your normal lip, and you're going to create like a triangle coming down, like so. And you're just going to fill it in. Meow. And there's your kitty kitty. Right. You could go in and add a couple of more things, like Ocelot have light colored spots as well. So I'm going back to my chameleon kit, and it has a light like bone color. I'm going to take a brush, doesn't really matter what size or whatnot. I guess you want to stick with like a 4 or 5, something like that nature. Size 3, 4, 5 round. And I got it wet. I'm just loading it up. And you could just yeah, sometimes you just use your finger, blend it in. Ocelots have this cool look around their eye where, and just follow underneath the shadowing that you gave it and lift up a little bit. You still have black underneath their eye, so leave yourself a little bit of room. Blend just a little. You can go underneath, or you can highlight. So I'm going to just go underneath a little bit. And there you have it. You could give yourself some eyeline. You could put on lashes at this point. You could put mascara on. You could use a regular eyeliner. It just depends on what you would like to do. Normally you would leave your bottom lip just like this, but one thing that you should know is like the black is going to kind of rub off into your makeup throughout the day. So if you are worried about that happening and then having a gray bottom lip, just go ahead and take your black and give yourself a bottom lip. So I'm just going to show you here. Right? If you wanted some whiskers, I would do it in white with a script liner brush. I'll come back to that. I'm going to do this bottom lip in black so you can see the difference. This is what it looks like without. Okay, here we go. That's what it looks like with your bottom lip blacked out. So you still don't have human lips because of the top triangle. I'm looking for my white now. I'm going to use what's called a script liner brush. They're very tiny, very thin. I'm going to get some water in my paint. And I'm just swirling it around till I get it loaded. And I'm going to swizzle it to a point. And then I'm just going to start and I'm going to flick it out. Same thing for the other side. Most of the time you want to keep your lines going up so it raises your face and not makes you a droopy face. Because nobody, no matter what their age, wants a droopy face. So, this is pretty much the tutorial for your ocelot. I could show you one for tigers and everything else, but it's pretty much the same thing. Tiger stripes, jaguars, you look at their spots, or cheetahs look at their spots. I'll just show you right here real quick. Cheetah spots look like that. Jaguar spots look more like that. And that would be the difference. So if I were doing a cheetah, I would do some spots like this coming in towards the focal point in the top. I would start on the cheek and go around and come in. So everything flows towards your focal point right there. So there you are. I hope you enjoyed your tutorial. I hope it's very beneficial. If you have any questions, please tag me and I'll be happy to answer them. Again, Stephanie from A Very Fairy Affair. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye.